Okay, so here's actually what I want to talk about today. I really try to stay out of like black pop culture things, just all of them, which is why I haven't really talked about the color purple. But here's what I will say about this very briefly. Um, I think it was Destiny Ote posted a video that was about her. Taraji P Henson made a video that described how she's not jealous of other women, how competing with other women is not useful. I would agree with that. But I also think it's fair to be like critical. And here's where I'm coming back to myself here. Like I said this a couple days ago in a couple other videos. Like I try not to cover people who I don't like anymore because it's just giving them time and space. And the whole point is like I don't want to do that. I want to just support the people who like I do like. Right? Just like invest your energy in the things that you want to see grow so that those things can grow. Now, here's where I want to just briefly talk about whatever is happening with, I don't know, some guy named Chrissean who seems like a black gay male, but he's now a sexual assault victim who claims that he was uh, raped or something or sexually assaulted by a billionaire black male. I think this is a story. I'm not going to watch any longer videos to cover it. And then people are asking, who is it? Who is it? Say the name. He posts on Twitter, it looks like, where he says, I'm not going to say the name because if I did, it would break your heart. People were assuming it was Tyler Perry. I'm not sure about this. I don't think Tyler Perry is gay. Maybe he is. I don't know. It really wouldn't matter, right? Like, you personally are not sleeping with Tyler Perry. I'm not, like, I have no interest in sleeping with Tyler Perry. So what he does in his sexual orientation doesn't impact me at all. And if you care, I would ask yourself why it impacts you at all. If you are like a trans person and you are watching the Medea movies, this makes sense, right? Because it's someone who like represents your identity. If you are a black woman, I would really encourage you to ask yourself, like, why are you even invested in the Tyler Perry films anyway? He's making movies about like trans identity. If you are a trans person, then I understand. But like, I'm sorry, those perspectives do not represent like most all black women. Like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like he's telling these urban stories that I suppose need to be told. But do you want your life to be like that? Probably not. So maybe like just take yourself out of the narrative. There's a welcome. Here's a narrative. I made this channel just to make like some other narrative, right? Like this is something that has nothing to do with like that. And then I saw supposedly like we're back. Like Blueface just refuses to quit. Like he's just like this. I see why he's like famous. Blueface is a really good celebrity. Like he comes with drama every day. So it sounds like now he's saying that like the baby that he had with Chrissean is not his baby now. It's not his baby, but he only claims the baby with Jaden Alexis. And I just want to be clear here, like we all like the Chrissean and Blueface are a whole like package team that we have all seen be online, offline, up, down, with each other all day, fighting, just saying all of these things, and now he's now all of a sudden it isn't his baby. It's not his baby. Like, so she was out. Like, I guess he's trying to say that Chrissean is a slut. Now he's slut shaming Chrissean. Like, this narrative doesn't even make any sense, and I don't even understand. Like, it's kind of another reason like I said, this is a channel like a pro black woman space, okay? And I just want you to be aware of like how this is working, right? It's like this man, I feel like Blueface has no interest in, I think he's anti black woman. I really truly and honestly feel that way, but I feel like Blueface is honestly anti woman. I believe Chrissean when he says that he's like a bisexual man. He looks like it. He's kind of acting like it. Like, it's giving bisexual male. Like, I haven't seen straight men who are that invested in their own lives be like that invested in women and sex. He's like a hypersexual male who's heavily involved in criminality. Like, be serious. I mean, hopefully you guys live in the real world. Like, Do you see like straight men going out behaving like this when they have like families to raise or even just their own money to watch? Let's say if they're like a single male. Even the fuck boys you guys see in real life, the straight fuck boys you guys see out here, right? Do you see them acting like this? They have to have some sort of like level of like political power. Like you could compare Blueface to like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, known fuckboy, created a whole business around being a fuckboy. At no point in his day is he making it all about there's like he supposedly he has children. Of all the social media we've seen on him, we have never seen like shit about like his family being fucked up or him not claiming children. Like I feel like this would have come out, like we would know about this, right? Like he is all over the internet in the same way that like Blueface and Chrissean are all over the internet. But you see how the narratives change here. And Andrew Tate ran a whole like sex trafficking business where he was literally pimping out women. That's all I'm trying to make. I'm trying to make this point. Like straight men move, even straight men with money and power, they move in a particular way that like the gay, bisexual, LGBT men do not move. And I just want you to see those differences so that you can like literally see this shit for yourself. Cause I feel like I've been watching it in a bubble for a while and I just want to like take the hat off of the madness so you all can experience this for yourself. To go back to that guy Chrissean who said like it would break your heart, it should not matter to you who the wealthy billionaire is who is sexually assaulting him for a couple of reasons. First of all, the person who is doing the sexual assaulting isn't doing it to you. Right? So you personally should, hopefully you are not being harmed by that person. If you're being harmed by any person, if they're a billionaire or not a billionaire, you personally have an issue that you personally need to get the fuck up off the internet and like deal with. So I feel like Chrissean, if he's at a point where he can talk about what happened to him, he also is in a space where he's like safe enough where the assault is like stopped and he's able to move forward. Him talking about the sexual assault is doing something for like the other gay men who are in the closet and who are being assaulted by this wealthy person who's giving them money or something else to encourage them to encourage the behavior, right? And like those people are the people who are going to be helped by him speaking out. It isn't you. He is probably trying to help other assault victims. If you're not a gay man who's being assaulted by another gay man, he's not making content for you. Like, and that's another thing I think that the black community gets really confused about shit. They think that everything is like a communal thing. It's all us. It's us. It's we. No, it's not. It's not. There are differences here. And I think some of the content I make, people think I'm always like anti-gay. I'm not. Like, I'm just trying to explain differences. Like, watch the way that people move. And then there's a whole other thing where people believe that, like, you can tell the sexual orientation of a woman by the way she dresses. Oh, femme women. Oh, butch women. Oh, this women. Some of us women at this point have had to put on fucking shoes and pants and like go to work and like just try to create safe spaces around us so that we don't die around the bullshit of men, especially if you're a black woman, because it's coming from all angles, all fucking angles. And some way you have to find a way to protect yourself. That's real. That's real. Now, also, I want to talk for a second because I feel like this is the one point finally that we have where like straight men have come out and set the record straight, and I appreciate it. So Ice Spice has posted a photo with no makeup, and the men from the internet have come out and just dragged her for filth. Oh my God, now I'm confused. Like, the picture that she posted is her with a pink lace front wig and like no makeup. Now, I said this as a joke a few times, but I wasn't really joking. I just said it kind of as a funny thing. I was like, you know how Ice Spice made the song with the Pink Pantherist, like the boy's a liar, the boy's a liar. I think that Ice Spice has some bars on that song. Ice Spice and JT have so much in common. They like kind of, they look a little bit different, but actually they don't. Like if you were to just put like they're not that different. And so it's kind of funny where every time you see a conversation around beauty, the colorism princesses come in. It's always the ugly light-skinned ones. They'll come in the comments, I'm light-skinned, therefore blah, 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 blah. Because in the hierarchy of black men, first of all black men see themselves as the same. Kodak Black thinks he's Puff Daddy. Those men think they're the same in terms of attractiveness, blackness, and wealth. like Diddy cleans up nice. Like he's actually like handsome when he tries, right? But it's like Kodak Black, even on his best day, he still looks like an alien demon. And it's just giving death. Okay? Like, I don't know another way to explain that. Whatever. But I made a video a while ago where I was trying to like clarify some stuff because I'd been seeing it for a while, and I think that like some of you guys think that like Sephora has done miracles for ugly women, and we need Sephora for that. Like ugly women need Sephora, and I'm not mad at you for having it. If you need Sephora, girl, I'm glad that you have Sephora. Not everybody needs Sephora though. And you be the judge of who you believe needs Sephora and who you believe doesn't. I'm not going to make any decisions for anybody. Like, I feel like I'm totally fine in my little part of the internet with what I have going for myself. And everybody else can feel the way that they feel. Okay? But I did make that video where I told you about Ice Spice's looks and her level of attractiveness. And I conveyed that it was very low. And that was with makeup. So without makeup, it even gets lower. Now, I also made this exact same comparison with Rosalia. And I don't read the comments for the Ice Spice one, so I don't really know what you guys were saying. But the Rosalia ones, people seem to continue to comment on it. And here's what I will say, like, in Ice Spice, you'd have to compare her to someone in her relative category. So maybe another, like, Afro-Latina or, like, someone else who's kind of Hispanic, blackish, right? I don't know who else I would compare Ice Spice to. Like, I would say JT, but the colorism spectrum is just so far. Like, it would be hard to put them in the same category. But maybe like, okay, maybe like a Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, okay, like they're kind of like in the same skin tone, right? But like Zoe Kravitz is like kind of pretty, where like Ice Spice is kind of, oh, she's kind of awful. So I mean, I don't know, compare those two if you want someone in that particular like color range or something. Or actually maybe Chrissean and Ice Spice could kind of go. Chrissean was once pretty, so it's hard to, at one point Chrissean was very pretty. I saw the pictures of her before Blueface. Chrissean was a very pretty girl. After Blueface, we are where we are. Anyway, I was going somewhere with this. Oh, so the apples to apples. So basically, I think I compared Alexandria Ambrosia to Rosalia because I feel like they are both similar Spaniards and they have very similar, we'll say like racial identity, since you guys like to use race and ethnicity as the same thing. Ethnically, they're similar. And one of them is very attractive and the other one is not. I'm also, another thing that I think a lot of people miss about what I'm saying is like, they think that I'm calling like Rosalia like the like scum of the earth, like she's so bad that like the camera should be turned off. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that there's like a level, like beauty is a commodity, and like a Leah Kibidi, a like, you guys love her, so like a Kendall Jenner, okay, a like, I would use this one person, but I'm just a Jasmine Tukes. Okay, let's be fair. Okay, so like those people are like, they have a level of beauty that is like beyond. It's like so far. Like their beauty alone is enough to like move mountains. And some of you guys, for some reason, continue to talk about these like vocal artists in those ways where like you think that they're them and they're not. The like beauty is a commodity. Ice Spice doesn't have that. Rosalia also does not have that. Let's insert the next level to this book where I want to make a really clear point about this. It's kind of about purity politics, but it's also about the scarcity of women. I saw, because like pop culture just won't fucking leave me alone, I saw that Drake and Camila Cabello are dating. Now, Camila Cabello might be the most plain Latina I've ever seen. Of all of the like I've seen some really gorgeous Latinas, and I'd be like, wow, she's like, oh my gosh, like. And Camila Cabello just is not it. And the funny part about this is, I remember there was a time I just heard about this drama. Like, I wasn't the person who was standing and who was like paying attention, because I didn't pay attention to Little Mix. But supposedly there was a group, Little Mix, and Naomi, or no, what is her name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Naomi or whatever, and Camila Cabello were both in this group, Little Mix. And supposedly there's a whole bunch of shit with like colorism and anti-blackness that was going on. And they kicked Naomi out of the group. Normani, I'm so sorry. Normani. That was no shade to Normani. I'm just not I'm not a fan. Like, I just don't pay attention. Anyway. So they kicked Normani out of the group or something. And then like Camila Cabello goes on and becomes this like solo artist. Now, I guess there are some people will be a fan of anything. There are people who believe that Camila Cabello is a talented musical artist. In the same world where we have like actual Billie Eilish writing songs, Adele actual writing albums, Beyonce putting out whole films, and Taylor Swift having an entire era, Camila Cabello's name is in the conversation of music, and y'all actually respect this. Like, Bad Bunny sold the most music. Bad Bunny, who made a song about a fucking Moscow mule. That's how the low the bar is. Let's go back though, because like the average Latinos are having a moment. Like Bad Bunny, for some, like for Bad Bunny to be dating Kendall Jenner says so much, because Kendall Jenner is she's a looks maxer and a wealth optimizer. She's like an extreme capitalist. Kendall Jenner is actually worse than Kim. And she's prettier than Kim, but that's not the point. Like, she's actually like, Kendall's like that girl. I gotta give it to her. Like, I've never seen, she's like better than Marilyn Monroe. And Kim. Because Kendall hasn't even had her like actual moment yet. Kendall's in like the baby steps of her moment. Like, I am a Kendall fan at this point. I think it's because Kendall is like the one who has like real black friends. And like, you always see like Kendall like comes in at the right moment all the time. I think Justine Skye taught Kendall some shit about like being an actual pretty girl, where Kendall was able to see the other side. Because like sometimes white girls, like I would say like Lindsay Lohan did this, Paris Hilton did this, and this is where they fall. They were on the one side of the pretty like category where they were only coming from a white lens. So all they saw is colorism. They were like, oh, all the pretty people are just white. And so they just kept thinking like all black girls are the same. And then introduce a Justine Skye who's like way darker hued than like most of what was considered pretty before, but she's like really, really pretty. Introduce like a Jasmine Tookes. Now you have like Hailey Bieber all in the comments of like Jasmine Tookes like posts and shit. Like I think that Hailey Bieber is now clout chasing, because like Hailey Bieber's pretty. Hailey Bieber's not like the prettiest, but she's pretty, right? I think Hailey Bieber deserves to be in the pretty spaces. And I think another thing is happening right now that a lot of you guys are missing, and it's the thing that I've been talking about for a while. Like, attractive people always link up. Even if it's not by like the fact that they like each other. Like, y'all remember when Shakira and Beyonce did that song Beautiful Liar, and then Shakira did another song with like Rihanna. I was like, I can't stop thinking about it or some shit. And it was like they kept doing it, and to me it kept making me mad, because I was trying to create spaces that were exclusive for black women, and then other spaces that were like exclusive to Latin women, so that it was very clear that the black men who were on the fence, the ones who would always say anti-black shit, that all the black women could be over here. Because that's another thing, like, men across the spectrum love, like, beautiful women are like up here. See, like, how here's my head, and then like here's beautiful women, like here's Ice Spice, like here's beautiful women, and then like all men across racial groups want to be up here. Like, once they get power, money, resources, they need to be in spaces with beautiful women, because beautiful women have access to shit. And I could say it, and y'all could just be like, no, it's not true. I could say it, and y'all could be like, no, that's not true. And then you could try to do a whole bunch of shit with colorism. Like if you're anti-white, you could be like, oh, that she's not that pretty. Like I heard people talking about Margot Robbie, calling Margot Robbie basic. What was that the new thing? They're calling Margot Robbie. They were like, oh, she's mid. That's the thing. So a whole bunch of white men now they're midding Margot Robbie. She's mid. Oh, she's mid. They're midding Taylor Swift. Oh, she's mid. The same thing they were doing to Beyonce. She's mid. The same thing they were doing to Rihanna, Halle Berry, like all the beautiful women. They all do this, except for some reason Kendall Jenner. I haven't heard anybody mid Kendall Jenner. Which is like interesting enough, but because like she's pretty, but she's definitely not like the most pretty woman ever. Like she's pretty though. She's really pretty. Kendall Jenner's really pretty. I'm like, I don't live in a delusional world. Like she's pretty, really pretty in terms of like girl pretty and guy pretty. She's pretty. But why is Drake dating Camila Cabello? You know why? Let me just see. Drake is dating Camila Cabello because she's the only person available and alive. Because we have gotten to a point in society where, as you see, like Jasmine Tukes is married. Lais Ribeiro, all the supermodels are like taken and they've been baby trapped. Except for Kendall Jenner. And Mona, but Mona's gay. So who else are these men gonna date? Like, I think a lot of y'all see all the ads and stuff, the Instagram posts, right? Like I saw Emma Chamberlain did something with Tyrell today, which is actually very funny because Tyrell is really heavily deep into high fashion and model culture. And so for Emma Chamberlain to cross over into this realm, welcome, Emma. We love you here. But everyone who's good is either not wanting to be with these men or they're taken and they have to be with someone. Like Drake can go on this thing all for the dogs and like blah, blah, blah. But straight men are going to straight men at all times. And I think some really good examples of this. I think my favorite examples are, is it Jacob Elordi? I think that's his name. And Austin Butler. They are two of my favorite examples because they're straight men who seem to know how to like move. Like they just have class in a way that I feel like I haven't seen any black male. Maybe Michael B. Jordan, because he might be undercover gay. Like I'm not sure. He just has like not made any moves at all, which is kind of like, the lights are flashing and it's just kind of like you're not. There's a certain level of like if you're male, like there's just certain things about biology. Like that's a reason that I would just highly recommend a lot of women just go listen to the actual men from the Daily Wire just talk about regular shit, especially like dating or like normal urges enough. I feel like some of the women on here just have never had enough experience with like actual straight men, especially men who are not like black, to just get down to the nitty gritty, right? Like, if you're a pretty woman, you already know what I'm saying. Like, men see you and like, they behave a certain way. They make jokes at you. They give you shit. They buy you things. They open doors for you. They'll make little jokes at you. They're chatting with you. They behave a certain way because like, they like women because they're sexually attracted to women. Men who are not act a different way. They don't like, they could see a pretty woman and they don't care. Like it doesn't do anything for them. They're not like, that's why you see this like guy Chrissean coming on. He's like super gay. I'm not degrading his gayness. I'm just saying he's like super gay and he's saying all these things about what's common to him in like gay male culture. It's important to like listen to this so you can see it for yourself. I've been saying it's out here and everybody like always gaslights saying, no, you're anti blah blah blah, and you're like, no, this is just like this is a part of society that you have to normalize. Women bring something to the table and that's being a woman. But among womanness, it isn't all equal. Pretty women get more. That's why the Jasmine Tukes lifestyle is a fucking lifestyle. Like, she's pretty. Like, it's not just her face card. It's also, like, her class, it's her money, it's her whole modeling career, it's her friend group, it's her social circle, it's her advertising campaigns, it's her business, it's her like gym, it's her lifestyle. She's like, she represents a fucking lifestyle. And it isn't just her. All of her friends are just like that. That's why like Hailey Bieber wants to align herself with like Jasmine Tukes it's like a promotional move. It just makes sense. Like, are you into like supermodel lifestyle? Like, do you understand that like Austin Butler is dating the daughter of like maybe the biggest supermodel ever, and that's his real story. And all we have are videos of them, articles, videos, movies, Instagram posts, lunch dates, all type of shit of them being great together. And we all just watch, and all girls want that. And there's not even one example of a black guy who has something like that in the public eye. Not even one. It does feel like maybe, possibly, Halle Berry's new guy is trying to be that for her. It's just that I don't feel like any of us know who he's like a stranger. So it just feels like if you were that great, where have you been all of this time? Because she's been struggling, and y'all seem to be dogging her out and not really caring. So yeah. But that's probably all I have to say tonight. I don't really have that much more. I was just thinking about that today, so I had to come on and say it because there are just too many coincidences that have come up. I will put all my the links in the description box, obviously, to other times that I talked about this, because y'all wear me down trying to pretend like I haven't said this before when I have.